Now that producer Will Packer is a legitimate Hollywood player, can he expand his empire? You're watching Beyond the Trailer's review of Think Like a Man 2.
For one blissful night, gentlemen, we are free from all of our obligations, all of our responsibilities. Oh, God! This ain't over, Randy.
Hey, Randy, I'm Bennett.
Bennett, get your ass on.
I don't know why women can't have just as much fun as the men.
Candace, meet Idris. Let's show him how it's done.
Oh,
You stole the boys' ride? Genius.
How are they gonna get around?
boy. I ordered a pent-out party bus with a stripper pole in it. Do we look like a group of guys who's gonna roll to a spot or something like this?
As a matter of fact, you do.
You've heard of Tyler Perry, Malcolm D. Lee, and Tim Story, the director of this movie. These directors are all at the forefront of the current renaissance of black movies in Hollywood, but quietly standing behind them is producer Will Packer. Packer got his start with dance movie Stomp the Yard, as well as thrillers Obsessed and Takers, all solid hits. But he really found his groove with light comedy. Think Like a Man, Ride Along, About Last Night, and now Think Like a Man 2. And he has a busy slate coming up as well, with No Good Deed later this year, The Wedding Ringer in 2015, and Ride Along 2 in 2016. So far, Packer's secret weapon has been Kevin Hart. The tiny box office dynamo has starred in all of Packer's comedies to date and also stars here, as well as in 2 of the 3 future flicks I just mentioned. But as we've discussed already here on Beyond the Trailer, as these black movies continue to dominate at the box office, the only way they can further improve is to expand their audience. Of course, they don't have to, but why not? Just as many traditional Hollywood films have been seeking to broaden their appeal by diversifying their casts, Packer clearly feels he can diversify too. While Jerry Ferrera and Gary Owen were the only white characters in Think Like a Man, this sequel not only sees them return, but also features Wendy McClendon-Covey, Cheryl Hines, Kelsey Grammer, Adam Brody, and Jim Pittock. Packer is also utilizing another popular Hollywood staple here, Las Vegas. The Hangover trilogy, Now You See Me, and Last Vegas all recently took audiences to Sin City and were rewarded at the box office for it. So now that Packer has gotten himself squarely on the Hollywood playing board, can he begin to make some big moves?
When used correctly, Las Vegas makes for a fantastic backdrop for a movie, and Think Like a Man 2 uses it correctly. Sin City is on perfect display here, and you really do feel like you're going along for these bachelor and bachelorette parties. But the trade-off for that authenticity is that just like a real all-nighter with your friends, there are moments when you're laughing your head off, you're so glad you came, but there are also moments where there's a lull. You guys are bored, you're wondering what to do next. And that's very much the way this movie plays out. Speaking of bachelorette parties, though, thanks to Hollywood, this is now the 3rd time I've been in a male strip club. And this one was definitely better than the one in Bad Grandpa, but still Magic Mike is the best. And I just think this is an interesting development, and that while we've been going to strip clubs for male audiences for decades, now we seem to have an equal opportunity situation, which I certainly appreciated. And also this movie was equal opportunity in many ways. I really appreciated the diversity of the film, and both gender and ethnicity, and I think it's great that we're seeing both sides in Hollywood, you know, the predominantly black films and the predominantly white films, both take steps towards the middle to create movies that are actually, reflective of real life and the groups that exist these days. And Hollywood is finally catching up with real life. You know, for so long, I think they've been stuck a little bit in the 50s in terms of their viewpoints. So that was really nice to see. And the audience, again, was reflective of what was on screen, just like with Fast and the Furious, and I've been saying this for a while now. I don't understand why what's on screen doesn't reflect what's in the audience. This movie does. Everybody showed up for this film. It was really great, and we all had a good time. This is a fun movie. Now, do you need to see it right away in theaters? No, under no circumstances. This is a movie that will be there when you need it, and by need it, I mean you're bored, you can't find something to watch. Remember, Think Like a Man 2. That's what you should download. That's what you should order in your hotel room, on the plane. And if you want to go to a movie this weekend and you've seen everything else, this is a good bet. I recommend Think Like a Man 2. As for the acting talent on display here, Tim Story is the director. He does a fine job. He certainly is serviceable. But like many comedic directors, Sean Levy, for instance, and that type, he doesn't really have a signature. He just does a good job. So it's really left up to the talent to really make a mark. And Kevin Hart, of course, is front and center. And it's a good thing he's so small, because a little of Kevin Hart goes a long way. And I think he comes just up to the edge here of being grating, of being overexposed. And I think that's something he's going to have to watch out for as he makes more and more movies. I mean, this is his third film this year already, and I think he's going to have to be a little careful, especially because his routine is to be manic. But as I said, he comes just up to the edge here. He doesn't cross the line, and he has some of the best moments in the movie. For instance, when he runs around his new suite at the Caesar, we've all been there. We've all basked in the glory of our awesome hotel room at the beginning of a trip we're so excited to be on. And I think he captures that perfectly. He had the audience laughing out loud quite a number of times. Other cast members did as well, but nobody else really stood out because it was a true ensemble, and while nobody stood out, I don't think anybody was meant to stand out. There was Kevin Hart and all of Kevin Hart's friends. So again, check this movie out at some point. Just remember it as a little hidden gem. Kevin Hart and all the height jokes. But they have some fun. He even pokes fun at it himself here. There's one phenomenal gag. I don't want to give it away, but it's a height joke, and it was just phenomenal. It was so well done. And I really always respect anyone who can poke fun at themselves because that means they don't take themselves too seriously and they just want everybody to have a good time. And I think that's very much the goal of this movie, just for everyone to have a good time. And I did. All right, so that's my review of Think Like a Man 2. If you've seen the film, please leave your own thoughts down below, and you can check out some more episodes right now.